Hey everyone, this is Chris with Poseidon Plumbing. We have a customer that has a rotten egg smell in their water. They're on well water. What it is sulfur. What we usually do for that, there's a few things we test, but if we determine that, it's pretty much throughout the whole entire system, we put a sulfur kit on there. And I'm gonna show you how to install one today. Super easy, less than $100 in parts. At this location, the wellhead is under this rock. It's actually an insulated rock. And one thing you want to watch out for in these rocks, for sure, black widows love to live in there. You also want to watch out for any rattle-headed copper moccasins that might be living under here. You don't want them to jump out and get you whenever you take this lid off. The first thing you're going to want to do is get rid of this sample valve if you have one. What you want is a boiler drain that has hose threads on it. I'm going to go ahead and turn the water off, and I'm going to swap this out with our boiler drain. Now that I've turned the pump off, time to drain down the system. Now that is a good pump tank. You can tell because it was full pressure and it stopped pretty suddenly. That means that it's not waterlogged. Out with the old, in with the new. We got our new boiler drain on there. Put it at an angle so that you can get this piece on there relatively easily. Turn the water back on. Next step, we're gonna put a hole in the top of the well vent so we can run our water line through there. That doesn't look right. Much better. So I'm going to take my pipe here, run it up through the little hole that I made. I'll let it dangle a little bit. That way the well vent can still do its job. What this does is as you pull water out of the well and into your house, you have to displace that with air. If you don't let air in, you'll be pulling a vacuum and you won't get water anymore. So this well vent lets air get into the well as you pull water out. Thread it back on, and then we'll take this to the adapter that goes on the boiler drain. Essentially what we have, this guy goes on here. Like so. Now we'll bring this up, make it look nice and beautiful. Get rid of some of that extra line there. Probably cut it off about like that. Yeah, there we go. I want to show you what this thing looks like whenever it's actually misting down into the well. It basically just shoots this mist into the well continuously 24/7, and it gets rid of the sulfur smell through some sort of aerating process. So now I'll put this back on. Turn my boiler drain on and check for leaks. Just go ahead and turn this thing on all the way, and that's all there is to it. Beautiful setup. Gets rid of that rotten egg smell in your water. Make sure that it is in fact your well water that's causing the smell. There's a few other things that can cause it, but get you a boiler drain that has hose bib threads on it. Put a little tiny hole in your well vent, thread the water line through it, connect this to your boiler drain, connect the water line, turn the water on, and you're good to go. One thing to keep in mind, this line right here is what comes from the wellhead. Now, if you have a check valve between the pump tank and the wellhead, the sulfur kit will not work. That sulfur kit gets its pressure from the pump tank, and if there's a check valve that's not letting water go back to the wellhead, it just simply won't work. We fixed their water issue over here at our customer's house. Now, one thing that I did want to mention, check the code where you live. If you pop the seal on that wellhead, you might have to go ahead and sanitize the whole thing. Now, I mentioned it could be a few things causing the rotten egg smell in your water. One of them could be a dead leg, which is essentially just a water line under the house or really anywhere in your water system that goes to nothing, so you get no circulation through there. It grows bacteria and it stinks. The other could be your tank water heater. Now, if you have a tankless water heater, you're not going to have this issue, but if you have a tank water heater, sometimes you can get growth of bacteria in there that smells like rotten eggs. Now, if you want to see our solution for that, click the link. It will tell you everything you need to do to get rid of that rotten egg smell in your water heater.